YouTube Tuesday from Barnabas Junction, brought to you in association with the Model Railway YouTube community group, MRYCG, connecting the Model Railway community together. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and YouTube. Just search for MRYCG. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to this next episode. Ooh, hang on. I'll turn that down. Yes, good evening. YouTube Tuesday, back again for another week, third week in a row on this new series. Yes, second series. Really enjoying bringing it back. It's been on my cards, obviously, to bring this series back after it was initially first launched way back in 2018. I always had this Tuesday spot, and it was a really popular series. Lots and lots of people joined in. Obviously this series, a little bit of a different formula, so it's good to have everybody here. So let's have a look in the chat. So if any of you are here now and you remember the original series way back, started in February 2018, and it ran for we had a pilot episode, and on March the 6th 2018 we ran for 7 episodes. Was going to go for 10, but due to personal circumstances I was unable to carry on. I was really busy. And then obviously March last year 2019 we did the 1-year anniversary, and at that point I really did think about bringing it back. A lot of things were in the development, in the background, quite busy with other things, but yeah, it's finally back, and I'm really pleased to see so many of you enjoying this again. Obviously slightly different formula this time than previously, due to the restrictions with YouTube. It's they don't particularly like doing this sub for subbing kind of thing, but it wasn't kind of that. It was basically for you as the viewers to check out channels, and if you did like them, make sure you give them a subscribe. So on that, any of you that are here right now and you're not subscribed to the others, check out their channels. If you like what you see, give them a sub, watch a few videos, and give them some thumbs up on them videos, because that's what it's all about. It's about a community. It's about all us model railwayers getting together and enjoying each other's content and sharing the skills, sharing the experience and the hobby as a whole. So it's really pleasing to see so many of you here already with this 3rd episode of this second brand new series. I'm not sure how many we'll be doing of this series. I'll try and keep them going for as long as possible. If you really like it, then I'll really do my best to make sure we continue with many more episodes. One thing to highlight, we do have a new moderator for this episode. If you remember rightly, every episode I'll evaluate after the live stream who has been the most helpful to other people in the chat. And already this one I chose from last week was Anfield Road layout in the loft. That's Lee. He was really helpful in the last episode, so give him a big round of applause. Congratulations to being a moderator in this live stream. Again, so if you want to be a moderator in this YouTube Tuesday, make sure you help out with other people in the chat with any questions they may have. Another thing to mention is YouTube have an issue on showing people, well, myself as the broadcaster, the creator, the comments. Now, yeah, we have the live comments, so make sure you switch to the live comments. If you see a little 3-bar graphic equalizer at the top, switch it from top comments, which is defaulted, to live comments. Now, saying that, it does work much better, but when you review the live streams, I myself have experienced this so many times. You see loads of comments that you didn't initially see during the live stream. I don't know what the problem is with YouTube. Maybe that's something they can sort out, or maybe it's just due to sudden influx of so many comments all at once, and they just pretty much go for the first one that they decide to choose. So yeah, apologies, massive apologies if I do miss your comment in any live stream I do here at Barnabas Junction on YouTube Tuesday. I did come across a few last week after reviewing. I know Christian Roney, who joined the stream, I didn't see him join the stream or comment to say that he'd joined the stream. So a big hello for last week, Christian Roney, all the way from Norway. A good friend from the community that I've grown to know. So it was great that you could rejoin us back again, Christian. There were a few others. I've lost track. I've actually did write them down. I can't remember where I wrote them down, the ones that I felt that needed to be highlighted. Remember the week before we had Stuart Barnard asking what was my first loco. I answered that in the last week, so I'm trying my best to keep up with the missed comments. Apologies then, so if I do miss your comment, I will do my best the following week to answer that comment if you're here back again. So let's have a look in the chat. We've got like 20 of you plus maybe more. As Anfield Road says, moderator for this show, make sure you press the like, give it a thumbs up. Some of you may have also seen recently I did 2 out and about videos, nothing to do with YouTube Tuesday, but that's to do with the channel in general. Really enjoyed doing them. There's some great locations, and I will be looking at doing some more of those in the future. I would have gone out again in the last couple of days, and it has been nice, but then it's rapidly changed to severe thunderstorms, and we've had an absolutely belter of a one again tonight, this evening, just prior to starting this show. So getting out there is a bit hit and miss regarding the storms at the moment, but I do believe it's going to improve as of Saturday, so maybe, fingers crossed, we can get out again. And maybe do some live streams as well instead of doing some videos. It's a bit better sometimes to do a live stream, because you never know what you catch. So let's have a look in the chat. Thank you very much to everybody. Scrolling back to down, this is the chat I'm seeing. I am on live chat. So we've got New Durham Junction, the Growler, David Atkins from British Columbia. Hello, good evening, David. Thanks for joining us. Matt Maz, Tom Maddox, good evening. Jamie Hodgson, evening. PDRR Engineer, good evening to you. Lurking in the background. Timber Surf is back again. Good day to you. He's only up for the road in Wrexham. He was a moderator for last week, so maybe you might bob again. We might just see a spanner appear. Jamie Hodgson, yeah, Matt has been a week. Jamie Hodgson doing the countdown. West Coast Model Railway, good evening to you. Who else have we got? March West Junction, TMD, good evening to you. I'm glad you enjoyed my out and abouts. Well said Tom Maddox. David Atkins saying hello again. Saying I'm trying to catch up with all of them. The Rach, that's the wife, breaking up may be due to the storm. Apologies if it is. The internet connectivity round here at the moment is not fantastic, like I say, due to the storms. Wheezy Palace Model Railway, hello to you. Andrew Cummings, 15th Street Yard, good evening to you. Yes, thank you, Anfield, for posting March West Junction. If any of the moderators here today see any of the channels that are here, because YouTube have taken the option away at the moment to click on the name and go and view their channel while still in the stream. Matt Maz, I know the winning numbers for next week's lottery draw, but seeing as you won't see this post until after the event, oh, well, I've just seen it. Feel free to post them. Dragon Junction, Alan, hello. I'm lurking, hello, he says. And Tim says, I'm a permanent lurker. What we can all do and go into your YouTube page, copy your link and post here to get a sub. Indeed. New Dragon Junction posting there. Timber said, just search my name or Lumsdonia in YouTube on the Tinterweb. Now, just noticed above here, if you see this white bar, I'm not sure what's happened. I made a slight, tried to add something to the stream, to the page, the visualization around me, and it kind of messed up things. So I've got a bit of a white bar here, but not to worry, you can still see me. All's good. Now, last week we did the Nightwing kit. We built that. It's brilliant. I've not had the chance to spray them yet due to the weather conditions, but hopefully next week I'll get them primed. But what I thought I'd do is, from what I did prior to those, I did this bit of ballasting here, and I've not touched it since. It's had time to settle, so I thought what we might do is I'll show you the gluing of my ballast. It might be a bit boring to some of you, but some of you might be interested to see how I do it. It's not necessarily the right way to do it, but it's the way I do it. And throughout, obviously, we'll talk about things. Now, I've got to get a few bits and bobs together. I've got my water, I've got my washing up liquid, I've got my PVA glue, that's underneath here, so I need to grab that now. And I've got my spray to break things down. So we've got a brand new tub of PVA. Getting a bit expensive, I've noticed, this PVA glue recently. It must be us modelers buying it all up. In here, we do have a water and with a drop of washing liquid to break water tension to make sure it obviously soaks down into the ballast. Ronald Moritz, hi Jason, in the middle of a storm. You getting one as well? Yeah, there's quite a lot down the Birmingham way. I've been monitoring on a great app called lightningmaps.org, so check that out. It's a fantastic website. It shows you where all the thunderstorms are and the lightning strikes, some really impressive ones. Jamie Hobson saying it's just raining with me. Tom Alex, not made it onto YouTube yet, but will film some stuff soon. Don't feel that you have to come on YouTube, but if you feel confident enough, but you still need a little bit of help, don't hesitate to ask anyone in the community to give you a little bit of guidance and assistance. That's what we're all here for, to help each other out. So, what I'm going to try and do is, this week is obviously glue this down, but what I want to do is also show you how I do the weathering on this. As you would have seen, I'll just turn the camera. Oh, it's a bit creaky. There we go. Alright, tilt it down. So, there we go. Undo that. So you can see here, this is to be ballasted, this area here. And you'll see over here where it's slightly darker, this is where it's been already ballasted, glued down and weathered. It's had two lots of weathering. It had the original weathering when it came from Westhill Wagonworks, and I've given it another light coating of weathering, and that was using sleeper grime. Rail, where we've got the canister somewhere. I'll find that in a moment while we work along with the stream. So what I'm going to do is this area that I've already redone since putting this track work in. We're going to be gluing this down. Now, if those of you want to know what the ballast is, I'll just get the bag. This is the ballast that's used on here, on this, and it's Woodland Scenics medium grey ballast. It's B94. In fact, it might be a good idea if I put that light on over there. There we go. So it's medium grey ballast, B94 by Woodland Scenics. It's a very fine one, this is. But this isn't what I actually use on the main layout. I use a Javis product on the main layout for the main running lines. But in here, this matches up with what was already in it, and it's really, really good stuff. Right, so all power is off on the lines. We've got no power on today. And you know what? I've got ballast all over the table now. Let's just dust it on the floor. Right, so we have got no power. One thing I've got to be cautious of is the walkway that I put in last week. Not last week, the week before. It is a self-adhesive. So it's glued down, but it's on card. So I've got to be a little bit careful with that. I'm not sure whether to cover it over or just pretty much risk it. But what we'll do is we'll get on and give this a soaking. Let's just make sure that's on spray. Yeah, that'll do. That's not very good actually. Let me get me other spray. This one's got a really good mist on this one. So I'll just put some mixture in. So a lot of people use different techniques for ballasting. Myself, I've used many techniques that other modelers have used. So let's set the spray on that. That's a nice mist. So we've got Bertie the bottle. It's the Bertie Blue. Bertie Blue bottle, quite well known on the modelling scene. So this gives a nice misting. And it's got we've got a drop of washing up liquid. Helps if there we go. Let's check where that pipe is. It's there, so that needs to twist to the front. There we go. There we go. So yes, always ensure you do this. Be careful around any point work. And obviously, if this is quite a powerful blaster of a jet, it could also blow the ballast away. So if you've got your ballast right, that should be okay. We should be okay with that on that print. As it is protected, it is cautious. So now what we need to do, get the PVA, and I'll mix that into a tub. We've got a tub. We have. There's my tub. And we need to mix the PVA so we get a large amount of PVA in there. Doesn't matter if it's too much. Isopropyl alcohol, yeah, it's good as well. Been very difficult to get hold of recently, but washing up liquid is amply good enough. And what we'll do is I'll use the water actually out of that spray bottle because it's got washing up liquid in it. And it's roughly, some people use it quite thick, some use it quite thin. I found it being thinner is better, but everyone's got their own. So I like to go for about 50-50 mix. Always best to not put as much in as you need to start with. And we'll get something just to stir that up. There we go. Nice screwdriver. Give that a bit of a stir. Now the wife's probably asking me, I wondered where my jug had gone. No, it's a spare one. So looking at that, now I can get a good idea of if it's thick or thin enough is when I come to use it in a syringe, because for my ballasting mixing I use a syringe. So I've got one of these large syringes. It's big 60 milliliter one, and what I've done actually, I'll just show you, I've cut the end off to make it a larger tip on the end. And I can hear thunder again as we speak. So reason being, so I'll just get a cloth. So it saves going back. We get a large amount in there, and that would probably do most of this now. Move that to one side. Now bearing in mind any point work, be really careful around your point work. I'm not too worried about it. So with this, I don't want to be going spraying it all out. All I do is literally twist this and it gives a little bit of a good flow. So as you can see, look, if I twist it, I get like a dripping flow. And I've done the whole layout like this. Occasionally it might just spurt out a bit. So it's best to not put too much on to start with and build up as you go along. The washing up liquid is to break the surface tension, so it will seep down between the sleepers. Now I find in the sleeper area is the best place to start, because as it seeps down there, it spreads out underneath to the ballast that's around the edge underneath the track. Oop. Oh, there we go, it's going good. Nice dollop. And I can already see that the glue, as it's seeping through, is coming out through the side, the shoulder of the ballast. I can actually visually see it seeping through. So I'll just keep topping up in between. Just give it another spray to let it break through. Quite a good time of year really to be doing ballasting, because especially if you're in a loft layout, it will dry rather fast. I have in the past during winter months done ballasting and it's taken well in excess of a week to dry. So I'm not sure whether, in fact what I'll do is this wet area here, I'm going to dry that out, because I can see it already seeping out along the edge. So I don't need to ballast the shoulder at all, because it's seeping through and outwards. So we'll carry on onto this one now. Large amount in there. Not too bad round there. A bit there. And we need to do some over here. Let that spread. I'll be very careful around the far foot area. Just move that light. Is that a bit better? So the light's behind the camera. So yes, I can very well see it now spreading out. Just move that. A nice glossy finish to the ballast as it's spreading out. Just need a bit more around here. Don't worry about putting too much, because it all dries nice and clear in the end. I'm going to put a bit more in there now. Let's get some more. So we carry on. That's a bit better. And a little bit around this edge. Not too bad. So it's nothing about being absolutely, just about to open the window, it's getting really warm up here. It's nothing about being absolutely fantastic. It might look a mess at the beginning, at the moment, but over time, as it dries out, it will look so much better. Just looking around now for any spots that may be still dry. No, so far looking very good. Always ideal is to give any points in the area that you may have got some fluid and movement, just to make sure as it's drying, but all should be good. And yes, I can see it's seeping through lovely. It's also a quite good idea if you're not doing any say weathering of the ballast as you're gluing. It's a good time to possibly get some weeds and stuff like that. Also saves re-gluing again a bit later on. So as you can see here now, it is seeping out through the sides. That was dry earlier, so I know I've got plenty in there, and the shoulder is well moist from the glue. So we'll carry on with the bits around the footpath area. I'll let that spread out. We need a bit there as well. Yes. There we go. So what we'll do now is just leave that to spread out. I'm not seeing any areas that are looking dry. Oh no, I do see one little area. If I just smooth that over there. Yeah, that's now wet. Seeping through. Not seeing any dry areas now. Everywhere looks like it's plenty of glue applied. Yes, so what we'll do now is I'll just tilt the camera up a little bit. We're going to do around this point now. Okay, so as I say, many people say be cautious around points. Me, I've never been exceptionally cautious, and I've never really had any issues. Maybe when it's just starting to dry, you give them a bit of a wiggle. It might just be starting to get a bit stuck, but overall I've never had any issues. I ended up, I pretty much cover the points in the glue. Obviously not putting this too much near the point motor side. So we'll let that seep. We'll see how that goes. So while that just seeps along, let's have a look on the chat. Again, if any chat comments get missed, I do apologise. It is a YouTube problem. So scroll back, let's have a look. Who's in here and how are we going? West Coast Model Railway, of course the weather has been lovely for months, but then tomorrow, when it's my birthday, the weather's terrible. We just, all we can say, British weather. Flathead suits you. Thank you. Removes the glare. There we go. Anphil's put Dragon Junction channel. Thank you. My layout was Frodsham Junction Marshalling Yard. Oh, not far away, Frodsham. FJM Yard on Instagram. Make sure you check. Yes, that's another thing. Don't forget, model railways are not just here on YouTube. They are on other social medias, Facebook. They're on Instagram, Twitter. Loads of them out there. Yes, Dragon Junction, the container yard is looking absolutely superb. Loving the new containers that you got, the Maersk ones. And I do like the tank containers as well. They're really nice. Yes, MapMaz, there are some great lightning radars. I use Blitzorg Tongue. The lightningmaps.org uses that as well as their own to combine into one lightning radar. I've just uploaded 4 new vids today, not on modelling though. That's Jamie. Timber PVA extra concentrate 10.99 from Tool Station 5 litres, not bad. I'm not sure how much this tub was what cost me. I think that was £5. It's only a 2 litre one. That was from Hobbycraft. David Cook, good evening everybody. Good evening to you, David Cook. Jeff Hammond. IC isopropanol has nearly doubled in price. Back up using washing up liquid for a while. Yes, indeed, it certainly has. It's because it's highly used for hand sanitizer, so that's one of the reasons, because it can be used in there. It's one of the reasons why it's gone up in price. Companies profiteering, basically, when they shouldn't be. Thank you very much, Anfield, for posting these fantastic links. Timber saying, don't use a pipette or syringe for ballasting. Wait for vidbit 15 to come out for the better method. Interesting. We'll look out for that, Timber. Gary, it's in Leicester saying thunderstorms. Yes, Gary, I saw them coming up from Birmingham towards the Derby area. I've been spraying the ballast with 1/3 isopol and water mix recently prior to PVA. Works very well. Superb. Cover it, Jason's. Yes, it's nicely covered. It's really seeping out well. Really, I'm looking around now, especially the point area that I've done. In fact, I might just put a little bit more on the actual point section itself, just around it. That's still looking a little dry. And then obviously once it's all dried, any of the ballast that's remaining that hasn't glued down, we'll just hoover up. So put that in there now. What is the washing up liquid for in ballast? That's to break the surface tension. That is West Coast. So then the water can seep through the ballast. Makes it flow through much better. Yes, as Timber Spray helps reduce the surface tension, so glues sleepers in better. Yeah, the glue seeps in better. Yeah, Matt's saying there as well. Soapy water works well, but IPA is even better. James saying the storm has arrived in West Yorkshire. Oh. We actually had 2 thunderstorms yesterday. We had one late afternoon and then another one returned around 9 o'clock, just as it was starting to go dark. That was spectacular. I actually caught some photographs, some video of some superb lightning strikes over the back of my home. I've screen captured 3 fault lightning strikes, all coming from the same area. It's lovely, brilliant. More water takes longer to dry but sinks in better indeed. That's why a 50-50 mix is good, depending on the things. Every PVA from different companies different consistency, so you can never be too sure on the mixture until you actually come to use it. Scenic Cement needs at least 24 hours to dry. Scenic Cement is still a PVA, I think, mix. It's just their own, they've pre-mixed it. What have I missed? Gary says, you've missed a bit of ballasting, gluing and talking just general to each other. Nothing too much. I indeed do, Timber. Need to watch VidBit 15. I've been watching them indeed. Sparky's in the house. Good evening on his lunch break at work over in Canada. Thank you for joining us, Sparky. Hope the weather's good for you. It's been very hot, I believe. Peaks 47's in the house. Yes, Peaks 47. He's got a competition going at the moment on his channel. Make sure you check it out. It's a 1,000 subscriber giveaway and supporter giveaway. So make sure you check out Peaks 47. Some great scenic items up for grabs from himself. I'm still catching up with the chat. Peaks, some syringe there, Jason. Yes, it's a big one. Super big one. I'll show you again. I'll just have to wipe that. Yeah, can't remember where I got this from actually. I've got quite a few different sized ones, but I found for the ballasting this one is the best. So yeah, let's put it against the 37. Gives you an idea. That's one big syringe. 60 milliliter it says. But yeah, good syringe. PVA from famous pound store, and that seems to dry with no gloss. Lovely. Anfield just subscribed. Can't believe I haven't subbed before. Hello everybody, that's Simo D. Dave Smith's also in the house. Hello to you. Luckily I bought 5 litres of IPA yonks ago, but burning through it as the rate is needed for cleaning it, 3D printing. Yeah, I do believe that's the case. J94's in the house. How are we all tonight? We are all good. Thank you very much for joining us. No SpongeBob's here, by the way, just so you know. LNAR 1946. Hi Jason, hi all. Good evening to you. Thanks for joining us. School glue is watered down. Yeah, I think it is actually. I had a tub of school PVA glue, and it was actually very runny. This is actually quite runny, to be honest, and that's probably why I've only had to do it for a 50-50. Weather is 27 today, Sparky says. 30 Wednesday, 32 Thursday. Wow, that is hot. Morland does have some good vids. Excellent. I am subscribed to him. Thank you. So with this YouTube Tuesday, I do plan to do some more kit building as we progress. So if you've got any ideas what you would like to see during these YouTube Tuesday, make sure you let me know either in this video right now, or if it's a video the stream was finished, make sure you let me know in the comments below. I'll gladly, if I can help with any ideas on the kits that that you may have, that maybe I've got, I can build the kit live on the stream, and we can go through it together, see how it works, see how it comes together. I have got a massive amount of scale model scenery kits, and I do plan to build many of them during these shows. I would show you, but if you go back to episode 1, I do actually display the kits on there, and these straws here behind me, these straws here, I'll just move them out of the way. You can see these tubs. I've got 3 of those tubs full of just kits, purely just kits. So yeah, there's a lot of kits to be built. As times change, you decide you have different decisions on what kits you can actually use. So maybe we could build kits, and I don't know, if anyone's interested in the kit once it's built, then feel free to get in touch, and we can talk shop maybe. So yeah, looking at that now, everything's looking fantastic. We'll just make sure points can still move. That can. That one can still move nicely. can't see that one. Yeah, that one's moving. Yeah, they're moving. That's the three-way point. That's moving nicely. Obviously, you've got to go between the point blades afterwards and to clean them out, making sure any of the dried PVA is off the point blades. But all is looking superb so far. That's looking, yes, that's not looking bad at all. And looking at this, I don't think we're going to be needing to do any top-up ballasting afterwards. All is looking rather good. And I can see that the pathway, it's that warm up here, the pathway where some of the glue did get on is already drying out. Incredible. I can't believe it's actually already drying out. That's how warm it must be 25, nearly coming up to 30 degrees up in this loft at the moment. I've got the window open and there is a bit of a breeze blowing through. Now, something I wanted to point out, the kit I built last week, I did mention the company Nightwing. Let me just get the so Nightwing. And Timbersurf highlighted that Nightwing are still operating. Now, I've researched into that, and yes, they are still operating, but they're not producing any new kits. They are still operating as a business and still selling on kits. If they've still got the ability to make any individual kits as they're needed, they will make them with the supply that they've still got. But as for new kits, they are not building them. They are still out there, they are still doing some bits, but they are not operating as a full-blown manufacturer anymore. I spoke to the guys and they give them us a bit of an in-through. But you'll be hearing more from the guys at Nightwing very soon. Just looking in the chat. Has anyone noticed the DCC trains are not liking the heat? DCC chips getting warm? Yes, because they're in a confined space. Obviously, you've got to be very careful. Some chips are more prone to the heat more than any. You'll find it doesn't necessarily matter the manufacturer either. It's purely down to the production and how it's been made, basically. It doesn't matter what manufacturer. You'll find some of the low budget decoders in this heat will actually survive better than some of the expensive manufacturers' decoders. It's all about how you've cared for them, what you've got them wrapped up in. Some people wrap them up in insulating tape, some people wrap them up in a plastic bag, the anti-static bags that you get them in. Yeah, I can see the point in that, but you still need to allow it to breathe. The chips get hot, and if they're wrapped up in a product, they will not be able to expel that heat. So you need to either wrap them up in something that it can breathe in, or do your best to not wrap them up at all, but just still make sure they're insulated from any other metal components within your locomotives. Might be a bit simple, but on my list is fencing, the Wills Kits Palisade fencing and the SMS LX97 railings. I've got those railings. I've got them over there on the station top. They are really good kits, them railings. The fencing I use here, and I've got the box here somewhere. I had it in my hand last week. Where's it gone? It's under here. Do you know what? It's the same as last week. I said I had something and then I couldn't find it. It's around somewhere, as always. But where did I plonk it? In fact, I've just spotted some more SMS kits that I've got under construction, actually. Where's that box? it's always the case when you're live, what you're looking for, you can never find it. I did this exactly the same thing last week, and then I couldn't find it. Oh, is that it there? No, that's not it. That's another kit. Just typical, that, isn't it? I bet after I finish the stream, I'll find it. Oh no, there it is. Just spotted it. I knew I had it. Yes, so these are from Hippo Toys Limited. They're actually in Conway, so not far from Allen, actually. Yes, Modray Conway on the Modray Business Park, and these are laser cut 00 gauge security fences. It was a pack of 4, and I've used these quite a bit recently because I found these to be very good. I'll just get one. Yeah, I've got one here. I've been using these. I'm not sure. I'm just looking at the camera. If I put my hand, let me put something. In fact, I know what I'll do. If I get that, there we go. I've used this security. Is that the right way up? No, it's upside down. So this is the security fencing I've been using. It's MDF laser cut, and it's really good. What the big thing I like about it is I paint this with grey grey wash paint, and because the laser cutting, when it dries, the brownish of the wood shows through like rust, so it really gives a great effect. I've got some over there. If you check back on my videos, you'll see where I've been doing the petrol station. So this is laser cut, and to a certain point, without them snapping, you can actually bend them, so you can get round curves with them. If you go too much, they will snap, but it's great because if you've only got a certain area, you can break a piece off, or you can bend them 90 degrees. It's really good. Highly recommend these. You would find the box. So looking through the chat, well, also would be great to see something like that. Yes, 3D printing some railings. Amazing how good they turn out. That's Timber. He does a lot of 3D printing. Check him out and watch his vid bits. They're brilliant. Excuse me. Yeah, it's very hot up here. In fact, I'm surprised you can see glossiness, sweating a bit. All right, March actually does, yeah, indeed. So, how are we doing on this? Oh, that's definitely got plenty on there. I don't really think I'm going to be needing to add any more. Seeped out quite a lot. Okay, check the points. Yeah, that's still moving nicely. No issues there. No issues there. So yeah, because it's drying so fast, I can actually see areas where it's drying already, surprisingly. If I touch it, yeah, it's drying through already. Won't take long, that won't. So yeah, I've got some SMS kits here. So what I'm thinking is maybe something like these. These are the porter cabins, site offices. This is something I've got to be building. This is actually to go on the industrial unit. So things like that. Things like that I've already used, but I need to put some more on the platforms. Train indicator and platform clocks, digital ones. I've still got some more platform markings to put on. What else have we got here? We've got station board signs. Oh yes, we've got the grids. Got those to put out. Got grids to put on the high street. So little things like this, I'll quite happily do on any streams if you wish. What else we got? Oh, I've done the British Telecom. I don't know if they're that tiny. Connection boxes you see in them, your high streets. And also I've got still, that's one piece that's been painted up, the Star Wars from Scale Model Scenery. Got loads more of those yet to build. In fact, they are. There's another cabinet. That's it. The cabinets. I don't know if it'll show. It's quite blurred. It's these cameras again. They don't like close-up zooming. No, never mind. So yeah, if you'd like to see maybe some more kit building, I will quite happily do that. We have the many kits to build. I can crack on with any of those throughout these. Thank you very much, Anfield. Pennington TMD, hi! He says hi. Thanks for joining us, Pennington. So, what have you guys been up to? Let's hear about what you guys. It's been a great time at the moment for many modelling, due to people us being stuck at home. Things are changing at the moment, but maybe more out and about. We'll be seeing more from me soon. What temperature does the train room fluctuate between? Well, here in the winter, it does get cold up here in the winter, because it's not actually, when I did this, we didn't put any insulation behind the boards, so it's straight to the tower. So it does get quite cold in here, but it can get quite. I have a heater, and it's a really good heater, and within 5 minutes it's nice and toasty up here, and you can easily enjoy the layout room in the winter periods. Spring, summer, depending on what the weather does, without excessive heats, it's really comfortable to sit up here. In the hot days, it can get a bit unbearable at times. I have in the past had track issues due to heat expansion. Thankfully, I've not had any for 2 years now, so I think I've got that right, but that'll be subject to change when I do some new track rearranging soon. I hope I'll get the gaps right. But at the moment, I am up here. I am sweaty. It is hot up here. I do have a window. In fact, I'll just tilt the camera up. You see here, we have a window, Velux window, which does help. It does help indeed. The loft hatch, the breeze comes up through the loft hatch, which is open obviously because I'm up here, and it flows out. So it does help having. I do, these summer months, I usually keep that window open at all times, depending on if it's thundering and things like that, rain. I did accidentally leave it open this afternoon, and when we had the thunderstorms, we did get the layout a bit wet. It was wide open here, and the end of this layout was wet, and the control panel got a little bit wet in the station, but fortunately it wasn't too much, just a little light shower. But it's all dried out already. Not an issue there. But yeah, I'd say when we've had the really hot temperatures, I think I did measure up here, and one day it was 34 Celsius. Not sure what that is in Fahrenheit, but yeah, it was hot up here. It's probably been hotter, but yeah, in the winter months it can be below zero up here, which I have to fluctuate, keep the temperatures not too cold, because obviously it can damage the locos. So try and keep the temperatures not too bad. But it's not too bad at all. Let's say not had any issues really with any track for the past couple of years. So fingers crossed, all is well. Moreland Model Railway, Andy says, been to Steve at Hobby Goblin today to give him support. Well done, Moreland. Absolutely class bloke, Steve, up there at Hobby Goblin. Always there for a great chat and a nice cuppa as well. Rachel's just put in the 93 Fahrenheit is 34. There you go. Thank you very much. Always recommended in this as well. If you come up here, have refreshments. I had a nice cold drink before I come up, so I'm okay at the moment. I don't need a drink, but I will be enjoying a nice cold beer when I finish. Evening, Andrew Sartorius. Andrew, you asked me a question last week and I didn't see it. Now this is Andrew's just in the chat now. What I saw him in the chat, we was talking, but he asked a question in that chat last week, I'm trying to remember what it was. I could have a look back in a moment. Now, he did ask a question, but I didn't actually see it during this live stream. So I do apologise, Andrew, for not answering your question that you gave last week. It is a YouTube issue. Not all the chat is visible to the live stream, to us, to creators. But when I watch back on the replay, many chat comments that I'm not seeing during this live stream. So major apologies for missing out on your chat comment regarding that. I'll have a flick through and see if I can find it, unless yourself can remember what it was and you know I didn't answer it. J94 saying, I ran my Batman class 25 today, no issues. I had a little bit of running before we went live, and I can say there was no issues whatsoever. All is good. But one thing as well, you'll notice your track gets a lot dirty in the hotter weather, due to the substances being more sticky, especially if you've got traction tyres, which keep away from goo gone, things like that. Track cleaner, they'll melt them. They'll leave the rubber substance on your rails. I've noticed your track can get more exceptionally dirtier in warmer conditions, so a lot more cleaning is done. I did do a clean of the track not so long ago. It does need another one, but I've been focusing mainly on here, so I haven't had the chance because nothing's really run that much. And talking of that, actually, would you like to see maybe a YouTube Tuesday running session? Maybe we could do a kit, build a kit. Maybe it won't take too long, and we can maybe finish off with a bit of a running session, and have a look around. I'll show you around the layout as well. Just a bit more water for the ballasting. I think we're okay. I think we are absolutely fan-dabby-dozy. I'm just wondering whether it might need a bit more around these paths area, but we'll wait and see. I'll check that in a day or so. Gary's still working on sorting his boards out. Had a mare last weekend. Oh dear. Tell us more, Gary. Just trying to keep up with the chats so I don't miss out on anybody. What temperature? Yeah, we've answered that. I keep tabs on all suppliers. Hippo Toys is not on my radar, but sussed it. They are... Yes, that's it. You are top notch there, Timber. Well done. Do you know what, Timber? For that, you're being made back to my moderator. You were moderator last week, but that is a top class answer. Well done. Yes, indeed. Hippo Toys are in fact Tory Laser. I couldn't remember it, but now you've just hit the spot, hit the nail right on the head. Just looking back, I think it was about your... That's it. You were right, Andrew. That is, it's the engine sheds. You asked me what makes are the engine sheds. Now, this engine shed in the distance here, if the light... Ooh, this engine shed here, it's a two-road engine shed, single loco length engine shed, and this is made by Foreground. It should have a roof on it. The roof is still originally it's still got with Chris. But one thing that is good about it. Oh, and the lovely wife has just decided to bring me a drink up. That's very kind indeed. So refreshments. So one thing I like about this particular kit is the end doors actually come out. They're not motorised, they just slide out. But they're designed, I've taken the barriers off the back, but if let's see if this will work. You can slide them in. Can't get it to go in on camera, typical, but you slide them in, or you can have them open. On the top there is a guide where they slot in, and they can slide up and down on either side, but I've just got the two on the ends just to basically stop the locos dropping off the end of the board. I'll get that in later. As for the big shed, which is here, this big shed here, this is made by Railway Laser Lines. It's a two-road shed, and it can hold, to get an idea, it can hold In fact, let me just do this so you can see better inside. So there you go, gives you an overview. Oh, go even higher. So that'll give you a good overview, and it can hold 4, this is how long it is, it will hold 4 Class 66s in there, no, from one end to the other, so no issues there for the size of it. You can have it where you've got open doors and closed doors. On this one it's not, they're permanently open, but there is a way to modify that to make them so they are openable and closable. So yeah, that's Railway Laser Lines. Steve Smith here on YouTube is Railway Laser Lines, so if you want to check out his channel, check out Steve Smith Railway Laser Lines. Also check out their website and on social media. In fact, I might keep the camera up there so you get a better overview. Oh, so you get a good high view now of the layout. In fact, let me bring it back on me. There we go. No, in fact, let's bring it back down so I'm actually looking straight at you. There we go. Right, so there we are, back in shot. Time to open the refreshments. Did someone mention beer? That is mean. I'm still at work for a couple of hours. Yes, I'll be having an ice cold can of Coors afterwards. I've never had trouble with the track. Only trouble I've had in the loft is when the snowed heavily and caused condensation on the inside. It dripped down and warped all my Metcalf kits. Solution for Metcalf kits. They are brilliant, but yes, they're made of card. When you finish them, and preferably cover up some glazing maybe on it, spray it in matte varnish. Or even before you even build it, spray each piece in maybe matte varnish. I'm not sure what's the best idea or when to do it, but spray it in matte varnish. It will seal the card and stop them from getting any damp or warping in them. It does help. Matte varnish, it's relatively cheap. I've got a tin of it here actually. Again, something else. Here we go. Something I found straight away. So spray matte varnish. No, so it's matte clear. Spray your card kits with this. All the ones across my back of my high street are card kits. Not a single one of them is warped because I sprayed them all when I finished building them with this. They are like brand new still. Highly recommend spray your card kits in a matte varnish afterwards. There you go, a little tip. Don't get many of them because I know nothing. In fact, J94 himself has said that, so there you go. J94, take that tip away with you. Get some clear matte varnish. I got 2 cans of this. I think I got them off Fleabay. I'm not sure whether it was. I'd have to check back on you, but I think I only paid about £5, maybe even less than that, £4 for 2 tins. These are 250ml tins, and that one's not even, I've not even opened that one. I've got another tin that's down there. In fact, I've just bought something else. What I've also got is this one, the Humbro acrylic varnish. That's not too bad. It's again a matte. It's number 49 by Humbrol, sorry. That one is good as well, and that one, let's say, it dries in minutes. I think I've used that once. I tried it to compare, and they were both exactly the same stuff. That one though is a little bit more on the expensive. But as I stated, me weathering, that's what I'll be using for the weathering. It's Rail Match Sleeper Grime. It's number 1406. Now this stuff can be a little bit expensive, but well worth it because that's still full and I've used that a lot. So it goes a long way. You only need a quick and that's all you need. It's that good. So yeah, Rail Match, authentic colour, 1406 Sleeper Grime. In fact, Just see on the top there. There you go, 14006, and you can see the colour, so it's really good. Another tip. Did someone mention it? Yeah, we been laying new track in the loft, looking good. Well done, Aunt Lee. I was sweating one out earlier watching my neighbour's 30-foot tree suspended in mid-air by crane over my workshop after being cut down. All went well though. Whew! I bet it was a change of pants moment. It certainly would be for me. Westhill Wagonworks is in the house. Oh dear. Hope everyone's doing well. DB locos matter for the scrapyard. Indeed they do. DB locos don't matter. That's a better one. Well done, Tim. You can keep your moderators for that. I have to keep the balance. Well done. Well done. You're definitely a moderator for next week for that. Just that one comment at least, Timber. Jason knows what I mean. Yes, I do. They are awful. Horrible red things. Horrible. All modern stock don't matter, Timber. Ooh, you might lose your mod for that. So yeah, Andrew's saying thank you for that. If you want any more information, get in touch with me via any social media, and I can get you some links over to whatever you might need if you're struggling to find anything. Looking good. Press the like. Thank you. Nothing for Engage on laser lines. I think they do. I might be wrong. You might be right. I'm sure I've seen some Engage stuff. Sounds a lot cheaper than testers. Yeah, actually, good idea. I like the varnish, but it stinks. Yeah. Another tip, yeah, when you're using things like this, make sure it's a well ventilated area. Luckily I do it over the window, or it'll be outside where I use all this stuff. But yeah, make sure well ventilated area and a face mask. There's plenty of them about these days, so no excuse on that front. Any aerosol spraying, and it's weathering, spraying, whatever. Good evening to you, Anita. Hello, thank you for joining us, local lady of ours. Enjoying the thunderstorms as well today. Simo's built a farmhouse. I'd like to see that because I want to scratch build, and Tim of FMR gave me the idea of this, of doing a scratch build of a farmhouse, because when I do my changes over there, I want to create a farm. How I'm going to do it, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, scratch building a farmhouse, that would be good. Spanner goes, oops. Jeff Hammond is saying, got my hump couplings today. That's tomorrow's job. I haven't had any yet. I've been seeing everybody's videos about them. I do plan to have some, but I'm seeing what I'm going to be needing first. Seeing what sort of stock I would need them on. I've got a lot of old D-Link stock, and I know they do D-Link clip-on couplings now, and maybe that might be the answer. If not, a bit of jiggery pokery with the D-Links to get them to work. I have got some ideas, and I will be throwing them to the guys over at Westhill Wagonworks Hunts Coupling about the D-Links of a possible alternative that I've had. That's something I only thought about actually yesterday. I've not yet got in touch, but I will be getting in touch with Westhill Wagonworks. He's in moderating. There's a reason behind this, as Jason made a video exactly a year ago where he had a Freightliner running session, but he's still not done a DB one, and I won't be. It'll Freightliner, don't mind. Like Freightliner, do like it indeed. But you know me, everyone knows me. I'm good old DRS. You can see it's everywhere. DRS blood. It's so good because blue's my favourite colour anyway. Although I am sporting a red top at the moment. No pun intended. Just have a drink. But yeah, I am DRS, and if you look at the depot here, Four Eagles Traction Maintenance Depot. It is a DRS depot, and it will be always a DRS depot. So no DB here, unless it's going to a scrapyard. In fact, Yeah, any DB that comes here will end up looking like that. Yeah, is that how it should look? What do you guys think? Should DB look better like this? Anything DB look better like this? I sure think so. Enough said. Me too, Jeff. Arrived very quickly. Dragon West still weighing away. It's Chris. New couplings, awesome, work perfectly. How much of your stock, actually, Alan, have you converted now to Hunt's couplings? Because they work really well with those container flats now. After you did the little bit of modification to them, really impressed with them. It's something. What you experienced is something that I always experienced here on this layout, where with the being pushed off the track due to not being able to pivot properly. But maybe something for the future might return. We're still saying he's going to be dropping Alan a message soon. The few that do are here. Superb. Lumsdonia, that's TimberSurf's website. Fantastic website, check it out. Make sure you get it in your bookmarks. Everyone's saying hi, hi, hi. I have some couplings. Oh, do you now, Alita? You will trust me, I'm lining them up already. What, for the scrapyard? Okay, no problem. We pass through here on the way to what's the scrapyard called? Go on. What's the loco scrapyard? There used to be one here at Crewe. I second blue, but needs the letters BR. Yes, I think that's one of the reasons why I like the direct rail services, is they are very reminiscent of BR blue. Thanks, Anita. I hope you like. We're still wearing. Thanks for sorting me out with some special Mark 3 clip couplings today with the extra 1mm. He's always up to help out. If they haven't got something in stock, they will help you out with any special commissions. Hi Jason, it's Stuart, just listening in. Hi to all, hope everyone's okay in chat. Good evening to you, St Mary's Church Model Railway. Thank you for joining us. You've just been missing me doing the gluing of the ballast in here. Again, I'll just show it. Sorry about the jolty camera. I need to oil the pivot. So yeah, we've this ballast now has been glued down. Showed you my technique on how to do it, and we'll see next week on actually whether my technique has been successful. Once it's dried, it shouldn't take too long. A couple of days maximum. All depends on the mix. 50-50 with PVA and water, with a drop of washing up liquid to break the surface tension. I reckon that'll be dry in the next 24 hours. It's that warm up here. So bring the camera back on me. So I'm catching up with the chat finally. By the way, do you think I should leave that Class 90 a few more days to dry out? Yes, Chris over at Westall Wagon Works had a slight issue regarding the thunderstorms. He had a little bit of a leak, and if anyone had seen anything via Westall recently, you'd have seen he'd been balancing. He balanced a Class 90, a Bachmann Class 90 on top of his signal box and left it there just for the heavens to open, and perfect opportunity for rain to come in through the roof of the place he's got the layout straight onto that 90. You couldn't have picked a better spot. Yes, it was shaking the water out of it. It was very wet. Dave Smith, hi Jason, thought you'd be LMS too with Cruise Heritage. Yes, LMS is best, or say West is best. West LMS is best. We could go on forever. Yes, I do have the thought of following LMS. Obviously, this is more of a modern day image, but I still want to keep some heritage with this and focus on rolling stock locos and stuff that were built here at Crewe Works back in the heydays, and LMS being the main manufacturer for here, and it's Cruise Heritage, ultimately the best, as Chris at Westall Wagon Works will confirm with you. It's his favourite company, LMS, and he'll tell you that till he's blue in the face. Get it? Blue, DRS. Not till he's red in the face. Great job on the bus, thank you very much. LMS is best, don't start that debate again. Yes, there you go, he's just confirmed it for you. LMS is best. And did you know that the LMS is responsible for designing the Class 08? I only found that out myself this week. I did not know that. LMS are responsible for bringing us the almighty Class 08. Not initially known as a Class 08 when it was first designed and built. It was initially as another locomotive number, but was the forefront for the Class 08. All other companies took their design and redeveloped it into the Class 08. So LMS are responsible for bringing us to the real world and to the model world the Class 08. Workhorse forever. How can you not say that LMS didn't bring us brilliant locomotives? That Class 08 is probably one of the longest running diesel locomotives in history. I would say even probably longer than the 37. Ultimately, LMS is best. Where's James when you need him? Yes, James, the great debater. So, how long have we been going? An hour and 18. Wow. Usually you're hitting on the 2-hour mark on these. So if there's anything you would like me to do while you're here, would you like to see some kit, another kit build maybe? Or should we wrap it up? What do you think, guys? What would you like? Do I have an 08? Yes, I do. Ooh, not a very good one. It's a very poorly one. It's an old one, and you just saw it fall on the floor. It was acquired. Which way around does this go now? It was acquired basically as a static model that I was going to attempt to do some messing about with and see what I can develop. I'm trying to work out how it goes back on, as the body is damaged. There we go. So this is, I would say it's an old Hornby Triangle. I'm not quite sure. Yeah, it does look like a Hornby Triangle. It's a very old one. Been badly repainted. So I might strip that body off, that paint off that, and give it a fresh coat of paint. I just have it basically as a static model in a siding somewhere. That was the plan. It was going to be a prototype test model. It does work, but extremely badly. It's a very old motor, 3-pole motor. But yeah, it still works. Skew wound. It does work. It's obviously DC, but yeah, it does work. The wheels aren't in bad condition, but they could do with a clean. But yeah, that's my Class 08. I could a Class 08 maybe for the future. Maybe if someone, I don't think DRS actually have any 08s. They focus mainly on their 20s, which obviously I do have, which are bigger versions of the 08s really. But yeah, so I had another 08. Just have a quick glance. No, put that on. Doop doop doop. Yeah, so just put the cap on. There we go, DRS. There you go. How's that? Let's have a look at the chat. Yuck was for the 08. Cheers, Lee. That 08 is ready for the bin. Yeah, it's pretty much. It's not brill. It's been a badly. I say it's. I'm just scratching the paint off. It's an old BR blue one by the looks of it. but the person that sprayed it, I don't know how many coats of spray they decided to put on it, but it's absolutely thick. All the crevices on it are like thick in paint. So that needs to go for a nice bath in Dettol at least. Yeah, it is. It's all BR Bloom, like you can see inside. But yeah, it's not in good condition at all. Ooh, it's too hot for that. Whew. If you have another one, double head it with a class 11. Yeah, well the class, that's what the loco that the LMS had as the class 08, which became the class 08. Also it became the class 11. They renumbered their locomotive as the class 11. If I buy an 08, go for the Hornby one. Name what? The Hornby DB one? No. Yeah, time to call life. See, it could end up. How about it ending up like that? What do you reckon? Scrap it? Maybe we could do a live scrapping of this. What do you reckon, guys? Maybe for a future episode, we'll see what we can do with this. Obviously, I'd have to dip that body first. We can live scrap an 08, make it look a bit like that. That would be a first for me because I've never even done anything like that. There we go. Good idea. Scrap it. How's the fuel point coming on? The fuel points are superb. Just spin you around. They are there. I've not had a chance to respray them due to weather, the storms and that, and occupied doing other stuff. That is priority for this weekend for me. I think is getting those primed up, and then I can get that area, get them down, and get the rest of it up that end ballasted, glued down as well. So I really need to get that done. One thing I also, what do you think, guys? This is an idea. This back wall here, should this footpath carry on all the way along there to the far end of the shed, to that corner there, have a footway along there, or maybe a dirt track for workers to pass. I'm also thinking about putting maybe another door in the sides. Well, not actually cut a hole, but put a false door on the sides for maybe a fire exit. I'd like your ideas on that. Speak to X and Lara. Yeah, Tim. He's brilliant at his weathering. DB Bescott 08. Yeah. Fix it up with some DRS. Yeah, DRS decals. Yeah, I could do that. As it's a dead end new. My claim to fame: I drove an 08 when I was young. My father, who worked on the railways, took me to the Shenton yard near Cardiff. I know a guy that's actually was up that Shenton yard recently. I spent all Saturday on the footplate. It was fantastic many years ago. Yes, I am thinking modern walkway with the SMS painted yellow. That's how it is in the depot where I work. Right. Well, along that wall, as you can see on the far side, this is how it's made. The windows are actually on this side, but I thought about trying to replicate windows on this side to match those, but all like cracked, frosted out ones. Like you do see in depots, you see windows, but they're whited out, frosted out completely, so you can't even see through them. Due to probably there's machinery behind them, things like that. So what I'm thinking of is maybe put some fake windows in, and also put a door here at the end, and also a door here, because if I don't know if you can see, there is a door there, so that would match up here. Depending on what's on the other side, there's a bloke with some machinery, so it'll be about there. Yeah, maybe a door there and a door at the end with the footway, and then I can put some railings in front of the doors to protect people coming out. That's a theory. Fingers crossed that will happen. Stuart Barnard, welcome. Good evening. you could do and never was 08 into DRS. Yes, I could do. Yes, indeed, Ronald. Good evening, Jason. I would say yes to the engine shed walkway. Just add a railing down by the track. Yeah, I've got the again more kits. I've got the railings. I have given them a coat of paint amongst everything. Let's see if I can find them. I doubt it, but it's worth a look. See if I can find them. Now I've got another box, a packet of the walkways, and there's still a bit left in the other ones. Ah, there we are. Crikey, we are doing bad, aren't we? We've got fine stuff straight away. So I have got the railings all ready to go in. So maybe a couple of these railings in front of them doorways. Already painted up them, so yeah, in front of the doors. So I've got another packet of the walkways there to go in. LX051-00. So yeah, I do think that's a very promising idea. They have an 08 at Chasewater Railway, and last summer you could drive it for £20. Ooh, I need to know where that is. I would say some yard lamps on the wall of the depot. Yeah, obviously to light up the walkway. There will be lights going into these to light up these. So yeah, having some lights along the edge also would be a good idea. A defro for the windows and doors. Thank you very much, Matt Maz. Walkway and fire exits would look good. Yeah, that's basically what it would be, fire exits. So it'll be a fire exit point down there. Nice with a bit of rust on the railings. Yes. Well, these weren't very well painted, so they look. If I just let's see if I can get zoomed in on these. Yeah, you can. That's actually not too bad. Can you see how rough the painting was? So they look like bubbled up paint. Instead of getting that perfect finish on the railings, they've actually come out like a worn painted. So that's why I never touched them. When I first did them, I thought, oh, they look awful. But looking back, I think they actually look spot on, really. Not pristine, but in a worn state. So I'm quite impressed with them. See, it's not all about being perfect. It's not all about having everything looking perfect, because in reality, nothing is. Is there birds whistling? Yes, I've got sound effects. No, honestly. I've got the loft window open, so the birds that you can hear, they are real world birds tweeting outside the layout. Just been informed. No, I did not see that comment. I've just been informed of a comment from J94. Like I say, I'm not sometimes seeing comments coming up, but I've just been informed of a comment from J94. And I'm just scrolling back, actually. Yeah, booze. He's actually just said it, booze, yeah. In fact, now I do see the comment. It's there. Do I have a Class 68? I might be thinking about getting one at some point in the future. Well, it's DRS. Of course I've got a 68. Let's find it. In fact, it is actually on the layout. I'll just go and grab it. I had actually one of the very, very first batches. This was one of the faulty batches. It's Intrepid 68002. This is the one that had the misprint on the body and was part of the recall for the body shells, the body shell replacement scheme that they did. And this is a replacement body shell on it. Went to Dapple and got the new body shell. So yes, I do have a 68. I highly recommend them. They are fantastic. I fell in love with this loco when I got it. The detail on it is fantastic. It does have its downsides. I will not argue with that, but it has so many positives, and it's actually making my arm ache. This is mega heavy, so it's great for good traction. Runnability is fantastic, and functionality on it is just, it's brilliant. Running, it's really quiet. One thing I did have an issue with was detailing falling off the front. Don't know whether it's that tiny. Just try and get it on the camera. There we go. These pipes that you see here, see how they're loose? They were falling off. With the tiniest dab of a bit of super glue, they are now stuck in. They do come factory fitted on there. You don't put them on yourself. But also, in my opinion, the worst thing about them is droopy. Is the coupling. They droop very, very badly. That's me moving the coupling bar up and down. Any weight whatsoever in there and it will massively droop. Now, because it droops, if you still got the old NEM pocket couplings, standard ones, these tension locks, the bottom of the tension lock will catch. So I have actually snipped off the very bottom of it to stop it catching on the track. After I did that, it was fine. But that was ultimately their worst, I would say, problem with them. But apart from that, these are beautiful. And if you can get one sound, even better. I briefly have heard one in sound, and they are amazing. They are only 2-axled, not 3-axled like a 37, but they are fantastic. This, I say, was the first batch, so this must be locking on like 3 years, maybe 4 years old, and it's still like new. I do quite often give this a good clean. The windows do get a bit dusty at times, but oh yeah, that's another thing. Which one is it? It's that one there. The handrails on the windscreen, I had that one there fall off, so that one had to be glued back in. But yeah, if you want to get one, get a 68. There's another batch of these out now, and I do know there's another batch coming soon. But if I was to get another one, yeah, I would. I'd get a TPE one. Dapple will be doing another batch of the TPE ones very soon. First batch sold out almost instantly, but you can pick up the original batches quite cheap these days compared. They still hold the value, but after they all were bought, the prices of them kind of went up, but they've come down again now. Except if it's a TPE one, that'll go for silly money. So yeah, you can pick these up for anything from £80 to £120 second hand. Depends on which particular model it is, what livery it's got, and obviously the condition of it. I've seen some 68s go for around the £85–90 mark these days, the DRS ones. The Chiltern ones, they are really well known. There's a lot of them about, and they are really easy to get, pretty much to get your hands on. They're the silver ones, but to me, I think they're a bit bland. This livery on this is the DBs, and no, I don't mean the DB Schenkers. Yeah, so yeah, if you're looking at getting one, definitely recommend getting your hands on one. You will not be disappointed. You will not be disappointed. I certainly wasn't. And because they're so heavy, they're great for making sure your track's right. So carrying on then, let's catch up with the chat, and then I'll have to scroll back. I was thinking modern walkway, yeah, read that. Good evening, Jason, yeah, read that. Defo for the windows, read that. Walkway and fire exits, nice with a bit of rust, yeah, that's where we're up to. Birds tweeting, that was right. Chasewater Railway is not far from you. It's in Cannock. Oh, right. Oh, I'd have to check that out then. Thank you, March West. Please, if you're local as well, personally get in touch with me. J94 retracted a message. Don't know why. Do you have the 2 DRS coaches? No, because they are so difficult to get at what I would call a worthy price. They go for silly money. But obviously Hornby are bringing them out later this year. Fingers crossed that still happens. So maybe I can get my hands on them because they're going relatively cheap. DRS used to have 08834 and 08892. Did they? Sorted. Thank you very much, Manorm 2003. Thank you for letting me know that. Thank you for joining us. That is invaluable information. Thank you. 68 is a cracking loco. I've got 2 and we'll be getting more. Yeah, the 68, I think I put it towards, it's the modern day equivalent to me of a 37. It's one of them locos that's going to live forever kind of thing. You're going to see them about for a long time. Can't wait for the 88s. Yeah, the 88s. Well, it's the same loco. You could theoretically, you just change the body on them, and because it's just the body, it's got the pantograph on the top. They're not going to be an operational pantograph logo like the Bachmans, I believe. So it's just literally, it is just a body swap. So when they finally get round with the 88s. Gotta go. Cheers for the live stream. No worries, Matt Mas. Thank you for joining us. It's been great to have you here. Great tip. I did a layout update today and noticed it for the first time. Anfield, thank you. Thank you. I think you're warming up. No, I'm not warming up to DB because there's going to be no DB. The only alternative liveries that come on here are rare ones like the Euro Phoenix, which I've got with 37, but there's nothing DB coming here. Definitely. If it is, it's going onto a scrapyard. Just been informed the thundering has started again. Oof, not surprised. In fact, just looking at the, oh yes, oh it's looking rather black out there. Yes, so what we are now, we was chatting on Anfield Road's live stream and we didn't know the difference between the Mark 1, 2 and 3 coaches. Can I comment on this? I can't state that I know much. I really can honestly give you my honest opinion on that is I can't give you an explanation between them. Me, I see a coach and many a times I've got the coach reference wrong. I'd have to look. I've got different coaches. I'll just get a few of my coaches. I wouldn't necessarily be able to tell you what they are. Oh yes, there was a rumble of thunder then. So let me just grab a couple of coaches. I'll grab 4. So I've got 4 different coaches here, different liveries. So to start with, what are these? These are Triangle. These are Triangle. Now, me, if I was to guess, and that's what it purely would be, I would say these are Mark 1 corridor coaches. I'm not saying I'm right, but I would say they are Mark 1 corridor coaches. Corridor coaches definitely for sure because they've got a corridor down the side. Being Mark 1, if anyone wants to tell me anything different, this one is the guards van. It's British Railways 35024. That's the code number on it. It is built in Britain. And I say it's a Triangle model, which obviously is Hornby now. For such an old coach, I think this is it's a really nice coach, and I do use this for some heritage runs. I think I've got 4. I've got 4 of these. Not the. I think I've got 2 guards and 2 standards. But yeah, if anyone. Oh, March West says I am correct. So not a bad guess. If I do quote what they are, I am guessing, and I always would like, if I'm wrong, please let me know. So thank you, March West. I got that one right. Okay, just quickly catch on this. Good night all. Stephen Barnard, stay safe. Thank you for joining us. Stephen Lockhart, hello. Route 7 Model Railway. Hey everyone, sorry it's late. Jason, problems with the Wi-Fi. The place was hit by lightning. Oh, blew mine and all the internet and neighbours' TV. Working from a mobile router now until the engineer comes. Oh my God. I hope everything is okay for you, Steve. Yes, it's been absolutely electric, hasn't it, recently? I know the storms you've had have come from here. So sorry, we send it your way. So Saturday, yeah, we had some really powerful storm here, and it moved over to Winsford, Stuart Valleybrook. He got it, and it kind of stalled over Winsford, and then it split. It then went towards Manchester way and Liverpool way. So yeah, I know what you're on about. It was bang, 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 flash, flash, flash. It was really good. Yesterday we had 2 storms, and I think we're having another one coming now, so I won't stay on too long now because it's getting on, just in case it drops. The Growler is off. Thank you for joining us, Growler. Stay safe as always. Take care. See you again soon. Hi, Stephen. Our house was struck in the next street on our phone line. Yes, that was the house just around the corner. They had their house that was struck by lightning. Made an absolute mess. Blew everybody's TV. Telephones out here, routers exploded in people's houses. It was a mess, and it took weeks for it all to be sorted out. So fingers crossed they can help get you up and running properly soon, Stephen. The blast knocked you over. In fact, I've got video of ours when it hit here, and it was, I'd say, 200 yards away, 300 yards away it happened, but from my experience on that, if that was right in front of you, literally on your own, it blew you over, I'm not surprised. It is horrible. That what happened, it just blew me away, and totally blinded me for a few seconds. And the noise, crikey, that was just noise I'd never heard before. J94 is saying bye to people. Are you? Now I think Anfield's got quite confused there. J94 saying to Stuart Barnard. He's not saying to us, not just yet anyway. I was saying a pylon get hit by lightning. I think we did today. I was in the front living room window, and not far from us is Leighton Hospital. And I thought it was in that vicinity, and I thought the hospital got struck, but then due to coming up to a higher level, I could see there was 2 big pylons exactly where it struck, and I think it hit them. That was noisy. Okay, so anyway, on with the coaches now. These are the old Hornby. Again, made in England. Hornby coaches. These are from the HST set. This is the Intercity 125 coaching stock with the old D-links. This is number 42251. Now, this is where I get confused, because I always called these Mark II shorties. I might be wrong. They might be Mark III shorties. I don't know. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Are these Mark IIs or are these Mark IIIs? I know they're shorties because these were what replaced them. And these are Mark IIIs. Yeah? They are the Mark IIIs. And obviously these are called shorties because they're shorter than these. Or am I wrong again? Are these Mark IVs? I don't think they are. I think these are Mark IIIs. So these Right, so these are a Mark 3. So these are Mark 3 shorties, not Mark 2 shorties. And these are Mark 3s. Is that right? Because the reason why it confuses me is because I've got the 225 set as well. And these are the coaches for the 225. They are different, and these are Mark 4s. But they're the same. In my opinion, apart from maybe a bit of roof difference, they are literally the same coach. Now, this is the restaurant, by the way. This is the buffet car, which is quite rare to get for 225 set. So if you've got one, it's worth a bit. So yeah, Virgin one is a Mark 3, and the 225 set is a Mark 4. They do have differences, major differences underneath. As you can see, the couplings are different. Well, obviously that's the manufacturer. The centre belly is still the same, apart from it's got some moulding on that one. No, sorry, that one. And the bogies are slightly different. Biggest thing being the roofs. Let me put it that way. A bit dusty. The roofs are different. That being obviously because it's the buffet coach. Still got the stripe lines. So what's the difference? Is that's obviously a Mark 3. So that's a Mark 3 longie. That's a Mark 3 shorty. Right. That's a Mark 4. Am I right? Is that a Mark 4? Because that's what I was told, that the Intercity 225 sets were Mark 4 coaches. Or were supposed to be Mark 4 coaches by them, but the models ended up actually being made as using the Mark 3s. Right, I am correct. The bogies are ever so slightly different, yes. In fact, the bogies are. Actually, yeah, the bogies are massively different. I thought they were. I didn't think they were that much different, but they are. Just try and line them up. I'm looking at the camera. Oop, wrong way. The bogies. The bogie on. Where's the camera? On this one is slightly longer. But obviously, if you look on this one, it has that on it. Come back a bit. There we go. It's got that on it, which is part of the underbody, which I don't think should have been done really. Unlike this one, which is just the coupling straight underneath. Mark 4s have sliding doors. These are Mark 4s then. Definitely Mark 4s. They're false sliding doors because there's no handles on them. Yeah, so these definitely are Mark 4s. Just put the camera. There are no handles on the doors, so they are sliding doors. So yeah, that answers it. They are Mark 4s. Thank you. You've answered. Obviously, you've helped yourself there and helped me out as well. So that's just clarified something I've always got mixed up. I've always called those Mark 2s, but I always thought that I was not 100% right. Okay, night off Effingham. Night everyone. I'm off up to the loft for a couple of hours. Tunnels and hillsides to make. Lovely. Come and do mine. Looks like Old Hornby Mark 3s. Yes, I believe the Intercity are Mark 3s. Yes, yes, yes. Are the bogies different? Yes. That's right, Jason. Correct. Thank you. And have in an indent at the end of the coach for the sides. Yes. Yes. They've kind of. I don't know if you can actually see on the camera. See that there? See that? Oh, my finger's in the way. We get something to point with. Where's the camera? Right, if you see if I can get an angle where you can see it. Yeah, there. You can see the light shining. There's an indentation there. Streamline indentation on every single coach. Unlike on these ones, they have the slam doors and they don't have it. Wroxham Junction, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, Mark 4. So yeah, they're definitely the 225 are definitely the Mark 4s. The bogies on the Mark 4s are designed for higher speed, indeed. I wish I kept my Mark 4 restaurant car now, Jason. Sold many years ago. I actually found this at Worley a couple of years ago. It was the missing coach. I had all the passenger coaches, the first class and the standard class, but I was missing the buffet car, and they are actually hard to get hold of. This came in its box, original box. I think I paid £12 for this, but they go for a lot more if you can find one. Some people don't understand the value of these, but these are actually very rare. Obviously, they're not as rare as they used to be because now they're being redone. Hornby are finally going to redo them. But yeah, these are rare, and I do need to put some lighting in these. That particular one needs some extra weight added into it as well. Bargain, yeah, definitely. You don't see many of those buffet coaches about anymore. So I'll put them back away in a moment. Let's have a look at this train. Indeed, it's that warm up here. This ballast is actually, where the glue has spread out from the shoulder, it's actually drying. It's actually dried. Incredible. Yeah. It's actually dried. It's that warm. That's not going to take long to dry at all. That'll be dry definitely by tomorrow, without a doubt. I just noticed it's kind of weathered the footpath as well. It's looking like a bit of puddles on it. That's good. So all's good there. Thank you everyone for joining us. So before we go, yes, I had 2 standard class, first class, and the restaurant car, a rake of 5. I've got a rake of 9, I think I've got 5 standard, 1 restaurant, 2 first class. So that's 8 plus the DVT and the power car. Oh, there was a rumble of thunder. So thank you very much. Next week, let's say anybody that wants anything particular doing for next week, then let me know in the comments below after the stream if you want to do so, if you listen back a bit later on. If you haven't already, please subscribe. I highly appreciate everybody that's subscribed already. It's been great to have you as subscribers, and I do highly appreciate all those that do subscribe and take the time to check out my videos and comment on them. Be a few more out and abouts coming very soon. YouTube Tuesday, here from the beginning, way back in February of 2018. Tuesdays has always been my day and always will be. Anything else, forget it. It's just all fake. So yeah, YouTube Tuesday is back here. Second series, well, good and strong. I'm really enjoying the revamped series and the new format. We will, over time, I will try and bring it back some of the old format as well. But at the moment, with YouTube changing now, the things have worked. It's a little bit more difficult. But thanks, obviously, to moderators that are here. They can help posting links to other people's channels instead of people being able to just click on the name. It was so much easier back in them days. But what we'll do is we might do a vintage episode. Go back, maybe do an actual episode which is the old vintage style. I will need a lot more moderators for that particular episode. That's just something I'm just thinking about, is do a vintage episode, how I used to do it years ago, and see what you think. if you haven't checked out the old episodes, then feel free to do that. They're in the playlist on my channel. Check them out. There's some great channels on there that I've highlighted over the period of the first series, way back in 2018. 7 episodes I did every single Tuesday on the trot from the 6th of March, running up. I think that it ran up to about mid-July, June, July. I can't remember. I really enjoyed them. I came across some fantastic channels, and I would like to bring back some of the older features. Let me know. Have a look at the older episodes. See if you'd like me to bring back the old format a little bit. Maybe do, as well as doing things like this, showing you how I do stuff here. Maybe we could do a particular part in the show where I go back. We go back retro, and we go back to the old style of the show, just for you guys. It's like someone's coming up the stairs. So, I thank you to everybody that's joined again today. It's been fabulous to have you here. Next episode will be here, obviously, next Tuesday. Not sure what date that will be. Check it out. It's Tuesday, 7 days from now. Again, 8 p.m. 8 p.m. is my time. Rain's starting now. So I'm going to shoot off. Thank you very much for everybody that's been here today. Thank you very much for the moderators for helping out again. Apologies if I've not answered your question. It's not because I haven't seen it. It's generally because YouTube haven't shown it me. I will again look back through the stream later on, and any that I've not come across, I will make a note of them and get them shown and spoke about in next week's episode. So make sure you tune in next week in case your question is answered then. So until next time, thank you very much, everybody. It's been an absolute pleasure to have you here. I look forward to seeing you again very soon. From me, this is Tuesday from Barnabas Junction, signing off. Take care now. You stay safe. Keep on modelling.